everyone, Libby here, back today to answer your questions that I requested the other day. Feeling okay at the minute, so maybe I'm finally on the improve, although every time I think that and I get up and start doing things, then it feels so good again. But I'm hoping that yeah, I had a really rough day yesterday, so hopefully I might be actually improving now that I'm on antibiotics. We will see. Anyway, I'm going to answer your questions and I'll try and get through them as quick as I can. So the first question is, what inspired you to start blogging and vlogging? Well, I started actually blogging back in 2007. I think I was reading a few blogs and I thought, oh, I like this idea. And I'd actually had my own website since back before my kids were young. I started off like having a lot of Scottish castle information and about the romance books that I was reading. So I actually had a website going back, and like my pregnancy diary was on that and birth stories and stuff. So I kind of had a blog before they were blogs, if that makes sense, kind of like an online diary, I guess I had. So when I started seeing blogs, I thought that would be kind of appropriate for me to do. So I started that in 2007, and I started doing some YouTube videos when I joined Valley Water's Ready Club, her fitness program. I started doing some like diaries for when I was doing that program initially, and I think I put some dog ones up, and then we went to like Jamboree Water Park and I sort of put that up, so just like random things like that. And then I started watching more like shopping hauls and things like that. I think I sort of drifted into that area, and I put them on my blog as well. They offer usually just as a way to share videos on my blog. And then I started seeing vlogs and I thought, oh, I could do this kind of thing. It just appealed to me, and I liked sort of like giving back a bit. So I guess that's why I started doing the vlogs, because I was enjoying vlogs so much, and it was a bit of a way to get involved, I guess, in the community, and to give back to the community was to do my own. Next question: Have you grown up and always lived down under? Yes. Yep. My parents are both from Scotland. My dad was about 8 when he immigrated to Australia, and my mum was 5. And they met through the Scottish Association, so their parents were friends, and that's how they met. I think my dad was forced to take my mum out to some dance or something, and the rest is history. So yeah, I've always lived here, lived in Sydney up until we went to university. So when I was 17 and a half, I moved down to Wollongong to go to uni. My whole family actually moved out at the time. My dad always worked here, and we all moved to Wollongong and have never looked back. I kind of wish we'd moved a long time ago to Wollongong, because it's yeah, a lovely place to live. We love it here. Is the cost of living higher than most places in the States, bearing of course places like California or New York? Oh, I don't really know the answer to that question, unfortunately. Food is quite expensive here, I think, and obviously anything that's imported, like so makeup, we get so ripped off in makeup, because makeup is, at least unless you've got Illamasqua, it's 30% dearer here than anywhere else, which is just a rip-off. And obviously most things that are imported, we pay a lot for. I don't know why. Some places can manage to do reasonable shipping, but a lot of places just rip you off. So I think, yeah, on the whole, things are more expensive because our population is just not as big as, especially in the US, and I don't think it maybe is expensive. I think London, like England, is probably more expensive than it is here. So I can't really answer that properly. Well, someone's got a question for Christy and for Athena, but I can answer that for them, and maybe I can get them to answer another time. Do they study for exams? I think so. They seem to be doing okay with their exams. Christy's just still getting used to high school, so she does read all the homework. She'll sing here the other night doing homework. So yeah, but they're loving their new high school. They go to Montessori High School this year. Question: I've got a teenage daughter and nearly 1 teen. I have. Could you go back and give advice if I could go back and give advice to my teenage self, what would it be? Don't start dieting. 5 kilos overweight is nothing. Do not worry about it. But yeah, starting on the diet roller coaster is probably my only regret in life. Because once you start, it's a very, very slippery slope. How did I feel when my daughter decided she wanted to change her name? So for any of you who are new to my vlog, my daughter Athena changed her name at the beginning of the year. And she's been calling herself Athena at her old high school for a couple of years now. All her friends there called her Athena. we called her Amy. We knew she liked Athena, like anything online, she'd call herself Athena. And she wanted to have herself enrolled in her new high school as Athena. And when she started talking about that, we thought, well, Kevin actually suggested probably a good idea to do it now, before, so she could have her new name at the new school officially, and all her other record, driver's license and everything would be in Athena, rather than have to change everything later on, because like now she only had like 4 or 5 things to change. So, and she was very upset. That's how she thought of herself. She thought of herself as Athena and not Amy. So we decided, yes, we would do it. Just a name. When we were the baby, we could have asked her what name would she like, and she could have answered, we would have called her that. So it's not that big a deal. I'm kind of glad it still starts with A. It makes it a little bit easier. But yeah, we're all used to it now pretty much for the most part. I just find it a little bit hard sometimes if I'm thinking of something from a few years ago when she was Amy. I find it hard then to think of, I can't think of that as Athena. That was Amy. Like when she was a baby, that was Amy. When she went to primary school, that was Amy. But now she's Athena. So that'll probably always how I think of her. I can't refer to her in the past as Athena, but it's funny now when I watch videos, when I call her Amy, it seems odd now. So in 6 months we've gotten pretty used to it. How much time does vlogging take? Well, the usual filming of it doesn't take too much. I mean, I'm quite chatty often and will chat about what I'm doing, but I don't find that too time consuming, probably because usually often you're doing things in amongst it. Probably the most time consuming part is the editing of a vlog, which can take between half an hour and an hour, just depending how long it is and how good a job I have done of filming, I guess. If I haven't done a very good job that day, it's going to take longer, or to edit smaller parts takes longer. So it just depends how much editing, but it takes at least half an hour to do a vlog, to edit a vlog, and then obviously time to upload it. How does my family feel about it? They're pretty good. They seem to be, they're used to it now. Doesn't worry them. I said they were used to me blogging them before, so I'm always taking photos for my blog. So I think it's just sort of evolved from there, and they're quite happy. Athena doesn't always want to be filmed, and she went through a phase where she didn't want to be on the internet at all. And I think when we went to Disney World that trip, I just said, well, you're going to be, because I'm going to be vlogging that trip. And then after that, she's sort of gotten used to it and hasn't ever really queried it again. She hasn't sort of said she doesn't want to be in it. Some days I can tell she's not in the mood to be filmed, so I just don't film her. Sometimes, as you see, she takes over and does the vlog for me. So yeah, she's quite happy with it now. And my mum and dad, yeah, they know too. And I don't think my dad's ever watched any. Mum's watched some, particularly if I'm on holidays, they'll watch the vlogs to see what we're all doing. So yeah, everyone's okay with it. Christy's probably the most enthusiastic, as you can see. She often jumps in the vlog to be in there with me. Has negative people and comments been a problem? Actually, I think I only had one negative comment on YouTube. I've had more on my blog, and they've tended to be related to the way I eat and the way my family eats. So I don't want to go into it too much, but you can probably guess. But yeah, I've only had one on YouTube, and I just sort of, she can think whatever she wants. I didn't agree with what she thought, so I just deleted the comment, and that was the end of it. Don't know if she still watches the channel or not. I haven't heard from that person again. So it was from Green Tea Fiend, and she was saying she loves YouTube and she's tossing around the idea of starting videos. So yeah, I'd encourage you to. It's really good. It can be hard to get started, particularly if you sort of don't know anyone. I was lucky that I'd already come from my blog, so people followed me along from there. But you just get out and sort of comment on other people's vlogs, let people know that the vlogs that you watch or videos that you watch, let them know that you started a channel. And I think most would then go and check your channel out and perhaps subscribe if it's sort of something they're interested in. So yeah, but you should give it a go. It's just be prepared that it takes a little while to build up, your subscriber numbers. It's taken me, I think I've been on YouTube I think about 5 years now, but only vlogging for the last year and a half, I guess. But it takes time, but you do it for you. You've got to remember, you do it for you as a record of your life, and that's, I think, or sharing, or a way to share things. I've got another question here. What part of Wollongong do I live in? I live in Kanoka, So if you're in the area, obviously you know where that is, near Dapto. And what hobbies do my children have? Well, at the moment, the only sort of out of house hobbies they do, they both do drama. They did dance up until probably about 2 years ago, and the school they were dancing at sort of closed, and then they went to a different one, and that one wasn't very good, so they went to another one, and then I think we went to America. They missed the concert and just didn't sort of go back the next year. So but they did dance from both when they were 3 up until a few years ago, and now they're both doing drama, so they're really enjoying that. And otherwise, Christy plays Minecraft and makes Minecraft videos. She enjoys making YouTube videos, and she watches a lot of TV. That's mainly what she does. And Athena, she does a lot of reading. She's into fan fiction, so she does a lot of reading of fan fictions, reading books, and Tumblr. Although I think she's gone off Tumblr slightly. And hanging out with her friends is a big thing for Athena. Got a friend over again today. So ask me about my job or work. Okay, well at the moment I'm basically home. I did work after university. I worked for my dad's business, doing accounts and things like that, and office administration, and then I started doing kitchen design work. So I was a kitchen designer for a number of years, and then I went back into accounts, the account side again, and office administration again. And so I did that. The kitchen design work was really good. I enjoyed doing that. And then when I had Athena, I worked 1 day a week up until I broke my ankle when she was about 18 months, I think. And then I was obviously off work because I worked upstairs and I couldn't get up the stairs. And then after that, I kind of decided to not go back to that job. I'm lucky enough I don't really need to. And sometimes I'll do a bit of paperwork and stuff for Kevin's work as well. You have 2 daughters. Would you like to have a son? No, no, it doesn't really worry me. But before we had Athena, Amy, our first daughter, I wasn't worried. I really was quite happy to have a boy or a girl at that stage. And then when she was a girl, then for the second one, I really wanted to have a girl. Missed a question from Amy. This was, I'd like to ask when you will ever start scrapbooking again and what hobbies do the girls have. Well, I've already answered the girls' hobbies. Scrapbooking, yes, I would love to start again. I've actually just printed off a whole lot of photos, and as soon as I'm feeling well enough, I will either work on a smash book or a small project life album or something. But yes, I do definitely want to do it again. I really missed it, but since starting YouTube, it's been harder to find the time, because that time that I would usually go, and I used to always go after lunch and scrapbook for an hour or two until I had to go get the kids from school. Whereas now it's these sort of kind of watch YouTube or edit videos. And obviously before I got sick, and now this year I really just haven't had the energy or the inclination to go in and do some crafting. But I do plan to get back to it as soon as I'm feeling better. As soon as I get my life back on track and organised, I will definitely be making time for some more crafting, because I really do miss it. When and where did Kevin and I meet? Well, it's kind of a bit of a funny story really. We actually met at a church youth group back when we were 13, and sort of become boyfriend and girlfriend when we were 14. I say it's ironic because we're actually atheists now, but we met at a church youth group. I'd like to see some wedding pictures. I might show you that in another vlog if that's okay. I'll dig them out and film them, because I'm filming on this camera. They're not going to come out. So I hope that's okay, Lisa. I will show you next time I'm doing a vlog with a better camera that I can actually show you easier. Hope I'm feeling better. Well, yeah, a bit today. Okay, Emily wants to know whether it hurts when holding my camera. Yes, it can do. Especially at the minute, because I'm so weak and have really not much strength in my body at all from sitting on the couch. So yeah, I do notice now when I vlog, my arm gets sore. I didn't used to, unless you were sort of holding the camera for 5+ minutes, and then your arm gets sore, and you often see me swap from side to side, but it's not really a big problem. Okay, and someone wants to know what my favourite restaurant is. I really don't eat out very much, so I don't know I have a favourite restaurant. Probably my favourite place at the moment is a local noodle bar. We get takeaway from there though. Really don't eat out much to know to have a favourite restaurant. I was trying to think of the last time I did eat out. I can't even remember. It was probably with an invitation with someone else probably. So yeah, I don't really have a favourite. We tend to have a lot of Asian food takeaway. Has your family always been supportive of your vlogging, or did they just kind of have to get used to it? Yeah, I think I kind of answered that question before. Yeah, they're pretty supportive. I don't really care here or there whether I do it. But yeah, they're not unsupportive anyway. They accept it. That's fine. I know it makes me happy, I think. So they're happy to do that. No, Kevin doesn't get vlogs at all. He just goes, I don't get it. He doesn't watch my vlogs. Every so often he might watch one and he has to turn it off because I just don't get it. So I think people either do get vlogs or don't get vlogs. So us people that like to see other people's lives get them. So, and yeah, he doesn't. Do any of Kevin's workmates watch or know about my channel? I think most of them know about it. I don't think any of them watch it, though I do know some actually read my blog, but my poor blog's been very neglected of late, so apparently they've complained that they don't know what's happening anymore because I don't update it very much. But yeah, that's no secret. Okay, Annette wants to ask about my weight loss surgery. She said, I'm wondering if you had it or wanted it. I actually had a vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which I think is what you've had. Well, it is. I can see Annette's VSG is your channel name. Back in November 2007, I had that. Lost a reasonable amount of weight and then managed to gain quite a chunk of it back. So, yeah. Don't do what I do. Don't start back on your bad habits. Okay, Jerry's got a question. How cold does it get in my part of Australia in the dead of winter? Any snow, can you swim? Well, the girls actually have been swimming in the middle of winter before when they were younger, and I reckon this year they would have, but if they were younger. I have taken them in the school holidays over to the beach and they had gone for a swim in the July school holidays. It doesn't get that cold. We certainly don't get any snow. We don't really even get any frost. I think this winter's been very, very warm and it's been like it's feeling cold today. I think it's 15 degrees. Our lowest is probably down to about 12. We very rarely get below 10. I'm not sure the conversions, but I know Jerry's Canadian, so she'll know what I'm talking about. And the other day we had, I think, 25 degrees. So it's, yeah, we went from 25 down to like 15, not for the next day. So we're back into cooler weather again. But yeah, last week we had a couple of days over 20, and that's at the end of July. So yeah, we certainly, it doesn't get that cold. Obviously, if you go to Snowy Mountains, it's cold. If you go into Melbourne, it's a lot colder. Like in Melbourne, most days will be below 10. You go to Queensland, and most of the winter days will be high teens still. So obviously, if you go far north, you're going to get high 20s, 30 degrees. That's why we went to the outback and over to Western Australia. We went in the winter because it's extremely hot in those parts of Australia. So Australia's got a big extreme when it comes to winter. Okay, Ada wants to know, why did I start a YouTube channel? I think I've already answered that one. What do I love about YouTube? I just love the sharing, and I think that's why I've gone off my blog so much, because I get a lot more interaction, a lot more comments here. Plus, I can get to know other people that have got their own channels. So, like Ada, you're one of them. That I know what you're doing in your life as well as what you know what I'm doing. So, I think the friendships have. I have formed some really good friendships through my blog, and I've met quite a few people through my blog. I think I've made more friendships through YouTube, so definitely that's what I really love about it. And what type of videos are my favourites? I think vlogs now definitely are my favourites, but I do still enjoy organising videos, particularly when I'm feeling well. I haven't been watching them this 6 months because whenever I watch one, I want to go and do something. So I've actually saved them more to watch once I start to get back to be able to do things again. So I really do enjoy organising ones as well. So Janelle wants to know what's my favourite meal ever. Well, that's a hard one, isn't it? I guess probably at home it would be something like a vegetarian schnitzel with Yorkshire puddings and gravy, mashed potato, that sort of traditional English dinner. If I had a choice to go and get something, it would be a vegetable pie that's made up at a bakery. You might recall I had it on my birthday. It's like my favourite thing ever, and I hardly ever get them. Yeah, I think at home it would be yeah, like a Yorkshire pudding baked dinner. Does it include dessert? Not usually at the time of dinner, because I can't, having had weight loss surgery, I can't eat that much in one go. So usually if it's a dessert, like if mum and dad are over and we have sort of full dinner, I don't really want dessert. I'm not, yeah, I used to always have a dessert, but not so much these days. Do people look at you funny when you use the camera when you're out? I don't. Sometimes, yeah, of course. I don't think most people notice it. And if it tends to be somewhere crowded, I won't tend to face the camera to me. I tend to face the camera away and just sort of video out and perhaps not even talk. That way people don't really even know what you're doing. And then I can put music over that later on or whatever. It just depends on the situation. Sometimes I'm quite comfortable and I think, I don't care. I'm just going to put my hand out and vlog and that's that. But other times you sort of do feel a bit self-conscious, and then I might, if I really want to video that area, I'll just film away so I'm not actually got the hand out with the camera facing me. But sometimes I feel okay doing that, so it just depends. I don't really get too many looks. I don't think most people know. Most people are probably like myself, are in their own little world and don't even notice what's going on around them. So how did I get into kitchen design? Well, I worked for a building company. My dad's building company. We specialised in extensions and renovations to homes, and they decided to go into the kitchen design area. And at the time, the business was quite prosperous, and we had a lot of employees. And they said to me, "Did I want to learn how to do that?" And I did. So, yeah. And is there anything I'd change in my kitchen now? Yes, now because I've got all my glass jars, I would like a shallow pantry somewhere and be able to have them all out or in the pantry. But yes, I could have my jars displayed better, and also more. Even though I've got a lot of bench space, we haven't got a lot of. You can see there, like there's only like a certain amount of splashback space. So like a lot of like my big mixers now out of the kitchen, I haven't got room for that somewhere on my bench because I've got lots of bench space in the island. But you can't obviously store things, big things there. So we've got a lot more appliances now than when I designed the kitchen. So even though I've got an appliance cupboard and all the rest of it, I would want more places for appliances so I could leave the appliances out. Like my juicers away, the fry pans away. The mixer, my KitchenAid mixer, which is beautiful and is tucked away. So yeah, I would definitely, a few things like that. We really only need the one microwave now that Christy's older, but this small one down here was great when the kids were younger because they could use it. Obviously don't really need that so much now. I think Christy still uses that one. And the last question, Kate wants to know, what would you suggest to see if a family wanted to take a trip to Australia? It's really going to depend how long you have. Australia's a big country and it's got a lot in it. Obviously Sydney's amazing. Queensland and the Barrier Reef are amazing. If you've got the time to go out to Uluru, or if you're only going to come once, make sure you go out to Uluru. It's just incredible. The outback is just amazing. We went in 2008 and I really didn't expect to love it because I like the green and the hills and water and those sort of things, but I absolutely love the outback. So I can't wait to go back again one day. It's just such a special place. I don't think it's because I'm Australian. It was incredible. I just loved it. All that red dirt. Yeah, definitely you need to head to Ayers Rock. And there's just so much here. But yeah, I think definitely if you're going to come to Australia, definitely do Sydney, you definitely need to do Ayers Rock, and then probably the Barrier Reef because we don't know how much longer we're going to have it. And obviously tropical North Queensland is beautiful. Melbourne is a lovely city as well. And of course, you'd have to come to Wollongong to visit me. Or I can come to Sydney to visit you, whichever. I filmed all that on Sunday and it is now Tuesday and I've had a couple more questions. And firstly, I'm happy to think I finally actually am getting better. So that's good. And I've got a vlog from Sunday to put up as well. Anyway, the last two questions, one was from Rachel. She wants to know my top 3 favourite holiday destinations that I have been on. Definitely Scotland. Absolutely love Scotland. This is a really hard question, Rachel. Really hard. Can I give those countries? Top 3 countries would be, I'm going to say the UK, I'll cover it all, but particularly Scotland. Absolutely love Germany. Did not expect to enjoy Germany so much. And the other destination, I have to say Disney World. We've been many, many times to Disney World. Absolutely love it, particularly when kids are young. It is just, even our last trip when the kids were older, such a great family holiday. But once they get old enough to travel and explore more places, that's good too. But Disney World was great when they were younger because that's just what they wanted to do. They wanted to play and see shows and swim and things like that. So hopefully that kind of answers your question. That's a really, really hard one. Oh, for Alaska. I loved Alaska. Oh dear. Okay, we'll move along from that one. What inspires you in various aspects of your life? Family, health and fitness, career, etc. Who inspires me? Do you mean like on YouTube? Honestly, I can't really think of a particular person. Oh, I mean, there aren't particular people. These days, most of it obviously is YouTube. I don't really watch normal commercial TV too much. And I think I actually got on my to-do list one day to go through a video of people that have really inspired me. So I think I'll do that as a separate video or something. And the last one was from Andrea at Fully Living. And she says, she's got a tricky one too. Since you travel a lot, is there one place you'd rather move to and live other than Australia? You should know this. Scotland. I'd be packed and there in a heartbeat. Yeah, I'd love to live in Scotland or in England. I just love it. Love the countryside, the castles, the history. I mean, I'm a real castle buff, so and the people, the accents, I love it all. Maybe not the cold winter weather. My grandmother always said that, you know, all us had talked about, why did they leave Scotland? They always go, you haven't been there in the winter. And that's true. I've been there in May, and I've been there August and June and July. Like, I've been there in the summer months and at the end of spring, but yeah, never the winter. But to me, I'm pretty sure all the positives of all those castles and historic houses would counteract it. And we actually have discussed moving to Scotland, and in all honesty, if it wasn't for my mum and dad, and we would probably go. I think we did talk about it about a year ago, and I think we would have. I'd always planned after university to go for a year and live over there and work, but then I got married instead. So it never happened because Kevin had a job, so it never worked out. We just had to have holidays, and even when we discussed it, we kind of said it was probably cheaper for us just to go for holidays than to relocate over there. But as I said, if it wasn't for my mum and dad, or if we could convince them to come with us, we'd probably go. We probably would go, at least, and give it a go. That's what happened, because I love it so much. And what's the longest I ever had my hair? Well, the longest it ever has been, I was down to sort of the mid, like that sort of ridge in your back, like your waist, I guess, waist length, when I was in primary school. So it was like straight, and then it was pretty close to that when we went to Germany last year. So, and I think I'm going to grow it again. I'm not really happy with it. I mean, it's just been, this is day-old hair, and I didn't do anything till yesterday. But I'm not really that happy with it at the minute. It's just sort of, but whether it's the hair or whether it is, like, it could just be the condition in my hair that I've lost so much and been sick, I don't know. But I'm just, yeah, I think I'm going to grow it a bit longer again. So that is it. That's all the questions now. So I'll say farewell. This has been quite long enough. If you have got any questions about my answers, or ask below and I'll answer them, and then I might do another one of these in a couple of months. We'll see how we go. If you've enjoyed it, if you do want to see another one, let me know as well, so that I know that obviously there's been quite a few questions, so there's been interest. And yes, I'm just going to Bailey. Is it Bailey? Yeah. Not sure what he's doing. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. Actually, I'm on the mend. I didn't think so yesterday, but I feel a bit better today. So he's hoping, and the lighting in here is terrible. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.